Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. If you're not new here, welcome back. Hey guys, so I've actually been having hella technical difficulties for like the past 20 minutes. My mics keep dying. Well, one of them keeps dying, and like I didn't figure it out, so I kept recording and not realizing that it was dying, and then like I would notice that the light is off. It was a whole thing. Anyways, if you read the title of today's episode, we are just going over the fact that I have been on YouTube for an entire year. And I mean, I don't have many subscribers, I don't have like a huge presence on YouTube, but I have learned so many things and I would love to share them with you guys as usual. If you have not already, you should subscribe to my channel. It's so fun around here. And like this video because I just have a feeling that you're gonna like it, and a lot of the times actually my feelings are right. So you know, I don't make the rules, honestly, I just follow them. Now you're gonna see me checking my mic every 5 minutes to just make sure that I am getting this on camera so I can finish recording this video and stop talking about this, because I have had enough and we're 1 minute into this video. I started thinking about this journey because it really is a journey, and I think that's the first thing that we're gonna talk about, is the fact that posting online, content creation, any type of hobby that you do is absolutely a journey. And I actually learned a lot about this after reading this book, The Creative Act. It's such a good book, and if you're a creative, I highly recommend that you read it. A lot of creatives that I follow talk about this book all the time, and I was just like, I just have to jump on the bandwagon and see what they're talking about. And any way that you're expressing yourself outside of talking, or like just like any way that you express yourself, even talking can be a way of expressing yourself, but any way that you're expressing yourself, you have to, like, when you look at it like more, like when I first started this YouTube journey, I definitely came on YouTube and was just like, hey, like I want to be able to monetize from this as soon as possible. So I was trying really hard to make very robotic videos. I feel like I was using like topics and like catchphrases that I know would be like cool. So like my first video that kind of like got quite a lot of attention was like my thrifting video, really trying to play to the algorithm's ear. And I feel like in content creating, it is so easy to fall into that trap. It's so easy to try and follow the system and not like post stuff that you actually care about. You're just trying to appease the algorithm, and I feel like that's where a lot of like content creators get stuck. And I definitely got so stuck. I think it took me like 3 or 4 videos for me to get so stuck, because I'm like, I'm never gonna appease these algorithms. Like, it is extremely demotivating when you work like hours. Like, making and filming and editing YouTube videos takes hours. It takes hours, and people who make those videos that are like an hour plus, I'm like, I commend you, because you probably start with 2-3 hours of footage, because like all of my videos, I try to keep them between 25 and like 35 minutes, and usually I have at least an hour of footage with every single one of them. So it's just like a lot of editing and a lot of fine-tuning. You want to find a brand, you want to watch videos that like you like watching, right? So well, at least that's how I started my journey, is like, just like trying to understand what I like to see and trying to make that my own type of thing. But I think along this journey, like, obviously inspiration is totally okay and totally warranted. Really, this is just a mode of self-expression, and it's a journey that, if it's a lot easier to stick to. It's a lot easier to be consistent on your journey when it's something that you like. And I'm learning this in like lots of different areas of my life. I'm learning this in my fitness journey. Right now, I'm actually in a huge huge fitness slump. I actually just watched a video by Keisha Collins on her fitness journey, and she's talking about how she switches up her workouts when she's feeling in a slump. And I think I might have to do that because I am feeling in a huge slump in my fitness journey. In my creative journey, I have to admit, I feel like I have gotten some sort of role going, especially like after when this video kind of like blew up a little bit. Well, like it got like my first 1,000 views. Like that was crazy for me. That was like a huge, like, you know, reward to know that I'm on the right track, and like, you know, like my efforts are not going to waste. So that brings me to the next part of this umbrella of topic, is that this journey is not perfect or linear. I think when I was first coming on here, I was coming on being like super robotic, trying to be like perfect. I don't even know how I would be perfect as a 23-year-old. Like I'm just starting adulthood and I'm trying to come on YouTube and like teach you guys how to love yourselves when I was just learning how to love myself this much. I think it was definitely coming across in my videos that I was kind of, you know, shy and hesitant and not very confident in myself, because like that's exactly where I was at. And I think also there's like a lot of other things that contribute to that. Like I was definitely, last year was a harder year for me. There was a lot of stuff that was going on, and this year definitely feels a little bit easier for me so far. And I have to admit that I have been lucky, and like I've been having a lot of good stuff happening in my life. Obviously there's like rough patches, but it's just like there's been so many like green, there's so much green happening in my life, and last year felt like a very big drought. So I'm just like basking in those moments, which brings me kind of into like the next part of this topic. In this journey, I really needed to stop coming on here and pretending that I was something that I was not, and coming on here. And I noticed that with the video that actually did pretty well is like I was so myself on that video. Like I was giving me a 100. I was giving me a 100 with you guys, and I think like just always coming on here and just being authentic to myself is always going to be so much better than coming on here and trying to be perfect and trying to make the best video and trying to like I'm never like I watch my videos, I definitely watch my own videos, and I'm just like there's like a lot of things where I'm just like this could have been so much better. But I definitely see an improvement in my videos, and I'm very, very proud of the improvement, and I'm excited to see how much better they get, because you know it's only up from here. It's only up from here. 1 year is just 12 months. That's all I'm saying. Next part that I am noticing in this journey of taking creativity and content creation into my own hands and just like trying to get better at this hobby that I have decided to stick to is striving for authenticity. So I'm looking at like some of my older videos, like in 2020, when I really started noticing that I always had an itch for creativity and ways to express myself. I started doing IGTVs on my spam, and I would do like makeup tutorials and just like really short YouTube videos, like YouTube videos that I didn't post, but I would like edit on iMovie, on my phone, and it was just like a really like I'm looking at like the development from there up to right here, where I feel confident enough to actually share on YouTube with like people who are not just my friends. So it just feels like it's been a journey of me really like learning myself and learning how to feel okay with sharing myself and just striving to be authentic in every single video that I make, every single piece of art that I make, every single way that I try to express myself, I try to be authentic in. And I don't think I was really doing that before. I think before I was just like I don't know, I was like 19, 20 when I started this. You don't really know much when you're 20. You're just like starting to get to know yourself. You're starting to really know what you like, what you don't like, who you are, and stuff like that. And like I think I can really see the difference in the levels of authenticity that I was willing to share, because I think it does take a huge, like it definitely is a brave step to share stuff with about yourself online. But this is something that I have wanted for like so long. Ever since I was a kid, I was always in front of the camera. I was so like always in front of the camera. Oh, thumbnail time. Are we doing a thumbnail? Okay, I think we got it. But yeah, I have always been a person who likes to be in front of the camera. I've always liked to share about myself online, and like I've always been such a social media kid. Like I grew up in like the 2010s when like Instagram literally just started. Like I remember when Instagram started. I think I was like 12 or 13, and like Snapchat. Like I remember when all of that stuff was released. I was just a teenager when that stuff was popping off. So like I am literally such a social media kid. Like I loved social media. I loved talking to my friends online. I loved posting online, and I think it only has gotten more apparent the older that I get, because now I feel like I look at this as more than just a hobby and more than just like a creative outlet. I look at it as a huge part of my life, a huge part of where my memories are stored, a huge part of something that I'm so proud of. Like I'm so proud of the creative steps that I've taken in my life, because I think like 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-old me never would have thought that I would be brave enough to do this. And by doing this, I really mean just like sharing authentically online, talking about mental health, talking about wellness, just like the things that I've experienced and things that I would love if everyone had accessibility to this. And like sometimes people don't know about these types of things, like, you know, when I was a younger teenager, like trying to understand like my mental health was something that was very, very hard for me. I have experienced mental health issues since I was like in my younger teenage years, and I like me looking at how I used to deal with it then, and like looking at how I deal with it now is just like something that I'm so proud of. And yeah, just like me being able to come online and talk about how like I have struggled with it and the effects that I am dealing with right now, and just like the action that I am taking to actually, you know, heal those parts of me, and just being so open about that and being authentic about that, I think is a huge step that I've had to take in my creative journey, and honestly connect more with people when I am like that, or when I do things like that. Because even my video where I talk about grief, I released that like a month ago maybe, and that video I had people personally texting me and telling me that they were moved by it and they enjoyed it and all of that stuff. And honestly, even if I like move one person or move like two people, I feel very proud of that and accomplished with that, because I'm just sharing my experience, and if someone is moved by that, then what more can I ask for, really? Like that's just like a cherry on top. I'm just here living my life and hoping that like it inspires other people to live their best life, and just like, you know, heal from whatever trauma. Like you don't, like I think that a lot of people struggle who have been through like trauma struggle with this, and just like think that because they've been through this trauma they will never be able to live a happy or fulfilling life. And like I feel like I am just a small testimony to the fact that that is very false information. You can definitely have had a very sad teenagehood or sad like young adulthood and come to a point where you start being so much happier, and you can like get out of stuff. Like it's not always going to be super dark, and you will be able to have like a little light at the end of the tunnel. And it's like, I don't know. And me seeing myself like grow in my YouTube just like over this past year has been one of the most rewarding things that I have ever ever done, and I don't have a single regret about it. It's such a good time here. And if like, this is just like me talking about my experience with YouTube. There's so many journeys that people can go on, and creative journeys that they can go on. So I hope this inspires you to take control of that journey that you want to start, and just like try it, like start it. Why not? It's the worst thing that could happen. Me looking down on my mic, I'm legit traumatized. Okay, so the last thing that we are going to talk about today, and this is, I think, the most important thing. Right after one of my videos started doing really good, before I didn't have YouTube Studio, and then I got YouTube Studio just around that time, like when my first when that video hit 1K, like that video really performed very, very well. I started like hyper fixating on numbers. Also, like a couple of my shorts have done pretty well. Like I think I got Studio around then. So when I noticed that like I would pay attention to the numbers so much and just be like, wow, how far am I away from monetizing? And that really took away from it. I was not enjoying creating for a little bit there. Like right now, I'm still trying to find the balance between understanding that I do this for fun. I don't do this for money. And like, obviously, it would be lovely. Are you kidding me? In this economy, it would be lovely to make money from YouTube, but that is not the reason why I started YouTube. And I go back to the reason why I started YouTube every single time. I grew up watching YouTube. I grew up watching people online, and I love making videos. I love being in front of the camera. I love talking. I'm a certified yapper, and I love sharing pictures and like short films and stories, and I love doing all of that, and that is why I'm on YouTube, not because of the money. Like, it would be amazing to make money on YouTube, but that's also just like a plus. This is one of my favorite hobbies that I spend so much time on outside of work. Like, it's a great hobby, and it's just like one of my favorite hobbies and one of my favorite things to do. So that is one of the reasons why I will always love doing YouTube, even though I feel like I'm a baby tuber. I'm a baby tuber. Like, the possibilities are endless for me right now. And I think a lot of people who are more further in their YouTube career like miss the baby YouTuber phase, because like I can post whatever. I'll get like I only got my first hate comment on my last bit, like on a video from 2 weeks ago. Like that was the first time I got a hate comment on YouTube, and it's not there anymore because I literally just blocked it and I forgot about it. Like, I am so lucky with my less than 500 subscribers, and I really want to enjoy this time, because people always talk about how it doesn't last forever, and like, especially if you're consistent with it. And like, that's just like the law of the world, is like, if you put enough effort into something, you'll obviously see your results. I see that with my fitness journey. I see that with like my eating habits. I saw that when I was in therapy. Like, I stuck with it. You stick with something, and all of a sudden you start seeing tiny changes everywhere, and then all of a sudden you're a new person. It's magical, honestly. It's just like you are like a butterfly, evolving and changing whenever you can and whenever you have space to. Wow, that is beautiful, honestly. That brings us to the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, comment 3 of those like thinking bubble emojis, because I've been doing a lot of reflecting. It is summer, we're halfway through the year. I've been like really just looking at all the growth that I've made in like this first half of the year, now going into the next quarter, like how I can take it up a notch, or like how I can really just bask and be grateful for what I have achieved. So that's what I've been up to. Let me know what you guys have been up to, if that is even something, thank goodness, that you resonate with. So yes, once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
peace that you cannot buy. Send me love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one the price that you cannot fix.